So customers come to us for a variety of reasons. We sell bikes now, a full package, custom build it with the bike and model of their choice, and then custom finish it. We refinish vintage bikes, we refinish brand new big box brand bikes. We also work with a lot of brands that we are authorized custom finishers of that help us provide with graphics, and so we can maintain a level of continuity with design and can deliver a completely customized, personalized product. When we work with a customer on the initial design, we provide a render, a drawing of their particular bike or frame with their design on it and graphic placement, colors called out and everything. And behind that file on our end, we have all of the graphic packages made for each bike.
So I design everything in Illustrator, drop everything into our GraphTech plotter, and we cut everything there on a high temp masking film. And then we weed it with an X-Acto blade, put a transfer film on it, and then we can apply it to the bike, remove the transfer film, and then mask everything off around that, and then start spraying paint. So when we get bikes, a lot of times they are covered in grease, road filth. We clean them with wax and grease remover. We do this over in one side of the shop where we are able to keep all the impurities in the air, no grease, no silicone, anything that could be a contaminant in the paint and could give us problems with paint further down the line. So sanding is a really crucial part of what we're doing. We take them into our curtained area where we have a side draft, almost a downdraft filter that removes all of the dust, and we have a HEPA vacuum. It helps us keep a really good, clean shop. With metal bikes, they all get sandblasted and prepped that way. With carbon bikes, we have to sand everything by hand or carefully with machines.
For a lot of the bikes, we sand the original finish and paint over it, which is kind of more of our standard process. But for some really lightweight bikes that come to us already painted, we end up stripping the entire paint or the majority of the paint down to the bare carbon. A big thing that we do is mask off all the interfaces like bottom bracket, brake mounts, head tube, maintaining a level of consistency and tolerances so that parts interact with it and work on the bike after the paint process.
We had been working with PPG for years, and they hooked us up with a full mixing bank and a computer and scale. And we can mix everything custom, and then we can mix up just enough to do bikes. We have less waste. Our booth is atmosphere controlled, so we are pretty much always at 80 degrees, even in the coldest days of winter. Makes all the paint dry properly. We have better adhesion that way. This oven, we're able to bake at a really consistent temperature. It's able to keep within the right temperature for an hour, a couple of hours, makes it so we can get everything cured in the way that we need to. Buffing and polishing is one of the most important parts about finish work.
You can't possibly get the highest level without polishing. Even the best sprayed clear coat needs polishing.
We're first going to remove any sort of dust nibs, any sort of texture that can come from clear, we remove that. Polishing gets looked over a lot, and I think one of the things with Blackmagic is we want everything to leave here as next level of finish as we can possibly get.
Evan is our lead painter. He's been with us since 2016. He's got a really great technical background. He went to school for automotive refinish, and so he has a really in-depth knowledge of our general painting system that is very similar to an automotive-based system.
My name is Kerry Werner. I'm a professional cyclist, and I also work in the bike industry for Bike Flights. Yeah, so I started racing bikes when I was 15. Nobody in my family raced bikes, just a friend and his family did. He actually told me about a race that he was going to, so I got myself a bike. Then that first bike race was like the launch pad into cycling for me. So when I started riding, like my main focus was mountain biking. And then I went to Lees McRae College and got introduced to cyclocross, which quickly stole my heart. And that is now like my favorite discipline of the sport. In 2024, I had a really cool, unique opportunity to work with Ben and Blackmagic Paint to provide me with some custom painted Envy frames with Shimano components.
With Envy, we're going to be providing him with road, gravel, and an all-road bike. Kerry's main bike for gravel racing and training will be the Envy Mog, which is built up with Shimano GRX Di2 and custom paint job.
The paint on his Mog, we wanted to do a fade from a dark metallic blue to a color shift pearl up in the front with a marble dip. And then we did Shimano blue graphics across the whole bike.
As soon as Ben reached out with this opportunity, I was like immediately excited about it because, some of the nicest bikes I've ever seen, let alone some of the nicest bikes I've ever had.